Something that is really important to remember and realize in this life while you are walking this path of deepening your level of awareness is that you are going to lose people, but you're not really losing people. You are releasing them to somewhere else that they need to go, that they will better be served. And they're doing the same for you, whether they know it or not. And that's what's happening. You don't lose anybody. That's why it's so important to actually have the awareness as to why that happened and the recognition, the awareness, so you can feel that in your body. It's not just a logic thing, because you can logic through why you lost someone, and it usually just sends you into deeper states of unconsciousness. And we don't want that. So as you come to these awarenesses, when you do, you will understand why you lost people. And if you already have lost a lot of people being on this path, or feel like people have pushed you away, people that were in your life, and you don't have that awareness anchored in your body, you can at least say, hey, I know that there is a deeper reason for this. And it's not because I messed up. It's not because there's something wrong with me, because that's where people go. You can start to kind of cultivate that awareness, and eventually you will have that full recognition where you truly do understand why they had to go and why you had to go. And it's not just something you say, you genuinely understand it and you love that person. There's no bad feelings. There's nothing. It's just that is unconditional love. And if you are truly on the path of becoming aware, you will allow that. You will not stay in relationships that are just a self-fulfilling loop and prophecy that keeps an aspect of you that was fractured off safe, because that's what a lot of relationships are. The other thing is you're not losing them. I think this really can help some people. You're not losing them. So think of it like a puzzle piece. You're with somebody and you're trying to fit the puzzle piece, and you know something's just quite not right. It almost fits, but it's just quite not right. You don't really know what it is, maybe. And they fall away, or you fall away, or whatever happens. Basically, you were actually supposed to be all the way over here, and they were supposed to be all the way over here, but guess what? You guys still make up the same puzzle. But because we are socialized and we take everything so personally, we are really offended by these kinds of things, and it hurts. It hurts. And if we have not become aware enough of the parts of us that are still hurting and need us to become aware so that we can see through them with the light of our awareness, we will be in pain and we will think that we're just rejected. But you're never rejected. People are on their own path. And sometimes it feels, because we are a social species, we want that connection. And we need that. We need good connections. But sometimes it kind of feels like we're on the path with someone else. And we are, in a sense. A lot of us are in the same exact place. But guess what? That place is always going to move. So we need to be willing to understand that we are, in a way, walking this pathless path to awareness alone, but with each other. And I mean, it is crazy, right? It is crazy. And your life is relationships. Everything in your life is a relationship. And you can easily see that. And these relationships evolve. And you're never going to stay in the same spot, ever. And if you are, you're probably avoiding something within yourself, right? Usually people stay in these relationships and then they fight or they call each other out for certain things that is really just something that's being reflected back to them that they need to look at. And it's just this loop that keeps you stuck, and you can never actually get into these deeper levels of awareness. So if you can really try to understand that, if you haven't come to that awareness yet, that where you really feel it in your body, so you know it, you can at least say, hey, I have been on this path and these people have left me or maybe I've even kind of gone uninterested in people, doesn't mean that there's something wrong. It just means that things are changing. When you change who you are from the inside out, things change. And there's kind of this buffer period in the physical where things are falling away and then nothing's really happening. It can kind of make you feel confused in your mind when you really, really try to think about it. So you don't want to do that. You just want to say, okay, I'm on this path and this is what happens. Like, I'm changing my frequency. I'm becoming more aware. I'm seeing through the things that no longer serve me. Therefore, this person probably doesn't serve me anymore because they were helping me hide that aspect of myself within this relationship or keep it safe. And then you will get closer and closer to really anchoring that feeling in your body, because it's very important to understand that anchoring the awareness within your body is very different than just understanding something. A lot of people understand a lot of things, but they don't truly realize it and recognize it. And this is always moving. This is always moving for me, for you, for everybody in this world. But how cool is that? You can release people, not out of any kind of hatred or some kind of volatile situation anymore, and you can just let them go to where they fit. And the picture is always changing, so they're going to be moving all over the place. It's very difficult when you are a social species and you want that connection. And you will find those connections, but we have to be okay with those connections evolving. That's why I think the more aware that you become, the harder it is to find a romantic relationship, because you really got to find someone that gets that and is about that. And that's hard, because even if you are super aware, you are going to feel that pain of when something is just not working anymore, right? And it's going to feel like a rejection, and your childhood wound of abandonment is going to be coming up again. But that's just more for you to look at and see through. That's what that is. It's pretty crazy. All of these things that we gain in awareness, they're really breaking down and destroying our ego. And that's why it's so difficult. You know, a lot of people on the spiritual path, I don't think that they're actually in it. I think they have good intentions, but I don't think they're actually trying to get somewhere with it. It's usually people that reach a pinnacle of pain that say, I'm going all in on this. You know, I don't care how slow it is. I don't care. I don't care how fast it is. I am going all in because I want to be free. Like, I really want to be free. And when I set myself free, I set them free too. It may not seem like that when we seem so small in the grand picture of things, but that really is how it works. And that is what true faith is, right? It's understanding something. It's being so aware of something, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes. You get it and you can feel it. And it's not just something you say that you get. You truly get it. And you love that person for what they taught you. And even if they don't love you, for what you taught them about themselves, because it's just a giant mirror, basically. You can release them in unconditional love and in grace. And that's it. And this is the hardest part, I think, of becoming aware, because I think the main reason people get stuck on this path is because they're trying to maintain things that don't work anymore, because they don't know what the next step is. Well, guess what? That's faith. That doesn't mean you have to jump and do something, right? So that you can get to this deeper level of awareness. It's just, you need to see your way through the path. You need to understand that there's going to be ground for you to step on if you continue moving forward. And that only can come from you. There's nobody in this world that you can listen to is going to give you the perfect answer. Because a lot of the time when we're looking for answers, we're looking from a place of a part of us that is not really aware or in ignorance. And so we're getting that back. And so it can kind of be self-fulfilling again, another self-fulfilling prophecy. So we need to be super aware of that. Something that I do all the time, every day, every moment, the best that I can, is whatever is appearing in my reality. You know, if someone almost hits me with a car, that almost happened today, I will ask myself, like, what did I do to get that? Like, why is that mirroring? You know, have I been feeling more resistance today? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it's stuff like that. And when you can see that, it just makes sense. You understand the bigger picture. And relationships become this thing that you enjoy, and they're no longer something you hold on to. And that is the complete opposite that we have been taught, right? We have been so conditioned. You know, we have been religiously traumatized for hundreds of years. We've taught that, you know, traditionally, two people get married and it's true love forever. And that's really not the truth unless you find someone on that path that's willing to go through that with you. And that's a messy, messy path as well. It's not easy peasy just because you're both doing this work. You know, when you get to these deeper levels, there's going to be more pain. There's also going to be more joy. That's just how it is. A lot of people want to be blissed out, and there's nothing wrong with that per se, you know, but if you really want to feel the essence of your soul come through, you're not going to be suppressing aspects of yourself that feel these negative things, and you're not going to allow them to release. You're not going to allow yourself to actually evolve, because you truly have to kind of go through those parts of you that were hurt and rejected to come to these deeper levels of awareness. And that's basically it. You're not losing people, you're releasing people, and they're releasing you. And it has nothing to do with your ego, but it's going to feel like that. More for you to heal. I mean, I don't even like saying the word heal, because saying the word heal implies that you're broken. You've already damaged yourself by saying, I need to heal, right? But there's levels to this. And most people need some kind of guidance. Most people are not going to just immediately get to unconditional love. That is like the hardest thing you could ever try to do. People just love everybody. Yeah, try to do that, and you will see how difficult of a practice that is. You know, Buddhist monks have been trying to master this for thousands and thousands of years, and it is the most difficult practice. So you kind of need to work yourself through and mold yourself like clay through these awarenesses, not with just your mind so you understand it, but in your body. And you'll understand that nobody ever left you, and you never left anybody. You just had to kind of move on. And there's better things for you. And a part of us truly must die if we want to be reborn again. That is the paradox of polarity, in the land of polarity. And that's just how it is. But it's not all pain. The reason we're so scared of feeling pain and feeling rejected, is because of our suppression to it. Once we start to open up and see the truth to our pain, we can feel that pain, and it doesn't have the same impact on us the way that it did when we were children. Okay? So, it's okay to let go of relationships that aren't serving you anymore. And it's okay to take it slow, and it's okay to have faith that there's going to be solid ground when you walk. Whatever step you take next. It's okay to lose relationships. Are you on the path because you want to truly become whole again, so that you can actually love yourself and love everybody, love this world, love what you are, the true self, the big self? Do you want to honor that? Or are you in it for something you can get? Are you in it for a means to an end? You got to see and you got to discern. It's you. And you have everything in you that you need to figure this out. People are great pointers. People can say things that are great pointers that can absolutely help you and show you something that you may not be seeing. But at the end of the day, you have everything you need, and you know what you need to do next. Don't expect some grand awakening moment. It is moment after moment becoming aware of these deeper and deeper layers of self, to reveal the true self and to collapse the false self. And then we can learn how to anchor our actual soul that we were born into, that we were born with, into this body, back into how it naturally was together, so we can be on earth as humans in harmony with other beings. It is that simple. Not really that simple. You are beautiful, and do not beat yourself up. You are not rejected for who you are. You are just being released. And you are just releasing. That's it. Thank you.